Welcome back, everybody. LVT Halo continuing the coverage here at HCS Fort Worth. We're on board with Sentinels versus FaZe, and right now it's a game of oddball on the streets. We just saw a pretty incredible Game 5 of Street Slayer between SSG and Optic, and now two other Titans going head-to-head, but this time from that lower bracket.
A little bit of a grudge match here, huh? Sentinels, got Sparty, formerly of FaZe Clan, bubu, dubu, Falcated, I believe even, LethuL, formerly of FaZe Clan. Not necessarily more Sentinels, but that previous FaZe Clan roster that now represents FaZe Clan. So a lot of familiarity here between these two teams as Sentinels get out to the early start, 32-8.
A nice little lead, and 3 go down for FaZe. Royal2 caught out, and LethuL winning that 1v1. I mean, it never even looked in question. Even though LethuL's shield was broken, looked very decisive on that victory. Can you do the same to Renegade? Yes. Can you do the same 3 times in a row to SnakeBite? Yes. LethuL, keep going. Finally shut down. 3 go down, though, for FaZe.
So you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but LethuL been knowing how to hit his shots as he takes down 2, sitting at a 2.0 KD as well. It's a great performance from one of the top 5 all-time Halo players.
He done been knowing how to get that job done is LethuL, 8-5. He is leading the lobby for Slays. 41 points for Sentinels. FaZe, though, a little bit of a bounce back here, and they rotate that oddball all the way back to Subway side. Sentinels not giving them much room to breathe. They have the pressure collapsing. SnakeBite with the pings, with the information, with the comms, with the Sentinel, Stalker rifle.
Renegade on the flip side having a little bit of a slower start. The 3 go down for Sentinels, make it all 4. SnakeBite takes down bubu, dubu. That's going to lead to some strong tram control here at the back of C. SnakeBite primed, looking through the mid-map with that Stalker rifle. Doesn't get any intel or insight on players pushing there, but he just needed to stay for a couple more seconds. Instead, he's going to elect to flank and push up with that Stalker rifle. Takes down Sparty in the tires. Looking for more.
Oh, look at this lead, though, Mikowski. It's almost evaporated. Only 9 points of differentiation between these two teams because FaZe Clan are bouncing back. LethuL was a slain leader in the early stages of the game, still holding that title, but sharing it now as SnakeBite hits up perfect with the Stalker rifle. He is finally killed, but not before the lead has switched. FaZe Clan are right back in this round.
2 down now, 3 down for FaZe Clan after a 45-second run from them. They look to hold on to that oddball control at the back of PD. Still have some members alive on that PD side. The split spawns out on the P side and C as well. FaZe Clan are all over the map, but Sparty and the likes of Sentinels do a great job recognizing some of those wonky spawns. And Spart now has the rockets to work with, takes down 1, but not before trading out 1 rocket left on the ground, and that goes to FaZe Clan as well. Great pickup there from SnakeBite.
It's always SnakeBite. It's always SnakeBite for FaZe who comes away with the rockets. He's like their designated rocket player, and even not winning the rockets off of the spawn, SnakeBite still finds his way back to that power weapon. The ball is played back to the reset. 2 players from FaZe Clan rotating that P Street. 1 player rotating to top B, and in the middle of the map, 2 Sentinels players. Falcated goes through the middle of the map absolutely untouched until he finds the rest of the opposition.
Falcated looked like he had the edge on Frosty in that 1v1 before he got some help from one of his teammates. Frosty looking to get that oddball up to the shoddy side, cafe side of the map, but he goes down before getting that oddball up as it stays back at the reset. 4 up for each of these 2 squads. Only 3 points separating them as well.
The clock most likely coming into play here. Only 93 seconds left in the round. Here are Sentinels now holding the oddball at the back of tower. SnakeBite through the middle. Once again, getting that information for the team. But look, waiting for the trap for the 2 players on the P Street. They force the faux play ball, the reset of the ball out to the bottom of mid. Royal2 with that Stalker rifle, dealing some high-level damage. It might not be a sniper, but in the hands of Royal2, looking like a power weapon nonetheless.
Wow, and Sentinels preemptively played that oddball. I thought they did a great job recognizing the pressure and presence of FaZe Clan, especially Royal2 with that Stalker rifle, now in the hands of bubu dubu for Sentinels. But love that oddball reset, but FaZe Clan, they expected it. They got that oddball right away and have now taken the lead right back.
Back and forth goes the lead in this round. Sentinels had I want to say a 40-point lead, but look at Renegade off screen, gets the double kill. Bubu Dubu is forced to fall back. He has to give up on the oddball. He has to give up on the rockets. He has to settle for maybe only survival. I'm waiting for that shield to recharge, and he does get that shield recharge. But giving up the lead in the process, now everything kind of going the way for FaZe. They have every advantage in this game right now.
I'm curious who was able to pick up rockets. Bubu Dubu actually had a very well-placed plasma stick grenade down, was about to secure a combat evolve and those rockets before. FaZe again found the right time, right place to apply that pressure. Bubu Dubu not able to get those rockets, not able to maintain his life as well as he goes down. LethuL goes down as well. FaZe Clan should be starting to roll on some more oddball time as they've accumulated a 30-second gap in this lead off of these recent slays.
A quick toss of the oddball up the stairs, and Royal2 doubles back to engage at close quarters with that Bulldog, using its close quarter strength, and Falcated falls right into the trap. Right now, FaZe are using the oddball as bait, and Royal2 is picking off anybody that would try to rush past without dealing with him first. He is finally taken down, 2 down for each side. Where does Renegade take this ball? Look at Frosty. He's so far away. Renegade can't get to him in time. Right now, he's stalling, and the stall is going to be enough. I thought that push through C stairs, back a subway, was going to flush him out of cover, but FaZe found a way to shut that down.
I think Frosty knew that the tension was going to force Renegade out towards that red side of the map. He did a great job almost playing gatekeeper in that role. As we see Bubu Dubu put shots down lane, looking to help his team get the rockets, but SnakeBite, who is it again? SnakeBite with the rockets once again, doesn't get an effective use of it, unless he's able to clean up those 2 kills, but no, he's not. But at least Sentinels wasn't able to grab the rockets instead, but it's starting to become too much of a habit, too much regularity that I'm seeing FaZe Clan with these rockets in their hands. Sentinels need a little bit of sandbox control here on streets if they want to come back.
And better to grab the rockets and burn them than to let the other team have a chance to use them. So maybe it's not the highlight level play from SnakeBite that we know he's capable of with the rockets, but it's the safe play. And when you're FaZe Clan, you're up 1 round, you can kind of afford those safe plays. Just taking away the, what's your favorite words, Mikowski? The win conditions from the other team. Just take it away.
Yeah, the victory variables. The promising parameters. Love those win conditions as we see Bubu with one in his hands. Stalker rifle, but SnakeBite takes that down. SnakeBite has been a fiend for the sandbox this match. Thought he might pick up the Stalker after he took down Bubu Dubu, but he let Renegade pick it up instead. I love that switch.
You know what's interesting? Until now, SnakeBite had 0 objective points, and in recent tournaments, SnakeBite has been the objective player for FaZe Clan. Right now, he's doing everything else with the sandbox, and so this is the first time he's actually playing that objective role. And I tell you, FaZe, their rise to the top of the HCS points, their back-to-back victories, a lot of that was due to them really locking down on how they play objective modes.
FaZe sitting at plus 15 in this game, a lot like how they started off the season, absolutely dominating in the slaying department. They didn't have the objective efficiency though. They lost a lot of those games early on in the season where they had 20+ kills on the opposition. FaZe starting to find that objective efficiency. Renegade doesn't find the rocket kill on Spartan as he seemingly hops over it and takes the oddball as the victor. Oh, fortunate spawns for FaZe Clan. They didn't get those PD spawns to where Sentinels can easily take that ball back to C. Instead, they spawn on the bead rail, instantly looking at Spartan, but a great recognition of that fortunate spawn situation there from Bubu Dubu as he picks up the oddball, looks to rotate it back towards the cafe. 2v1, you got to keep both alive here for Sentinels as they do just that. Great job answering back to those 41 seconds from FaZe Clan. Sentinels with 3 down, a little bit of staggered depth and spawns now for FaZe. They might just tie this up.
It's kind of a reversal from round number 1, right? Wasn't it Sentinels really at 41 points and then FaZe bounce back and take the lead? So deja vu, but a reversal of roles from side to side. Let's see what Spartan can do, caught in this 1v1. Unfortunately taken down by Frosty. I know Spartan, he says he doesn't like streets, but it is one of his best maps. He is still the leading slayer, but not before Frosty's 27 and 18 KD.
I just feel like Sentinels need to put up more slays. And I know that sounds kind of, well, duh, dude. Of course they need more kills. They're down by a score, a count of 20.
In a first-person shooter? Imagine.
Right. Who'd have thought? But let me,
all right, keep going.
Let me build on that thought. It's because an oddball, let's say you have 4 up. You really don't have 4 up in that if the oddball carrier has that ball, it's a 3v whatever it is. So you really need those numbers. You really need those numbers advantage to account for the fact that even if you have all 4 alive, so you're accruing oddball time, you really don't have numbers in the sense that it's a 3v4 no matter what. So need to see Sentinels get a few more slays, especially against the likes of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, it's different than like a Strongholds King of the Hill where you can play objective and utilize going after slays. A little bit more similar to a capture the flag where you have to do either or, but you almost have to take that oddball holder out of the equation when you're looking at that numbers advantage or disadvantage situation. Right now, the numbers though, looking good for Sentinels. Not only did they take back the lead, they have now a 30-point advantage, and Royal2 though has the Rockets. Can he shut down this hold? The end of this round is going to rely on this use of the Rockets. And it's Falcated with the back smack.
Oh my god! And then Falcated had his corner.
SnakeBite always finds a way. He always finds a way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought Falcated had the assassination of the match, but he goes down right after. Not necessarily to the assassination, it was the battle rifle shots in the back, but enough. What's that one? Always was meme. That was literally what just happened right there as we see FaZe Clan come out on top of that situation thanks to the heads-up play from SnakeBite.
Listen, I was caught on an airplane for a long time on the way over here because of delays and stuck on the tarmac, and I was watching the Star Wars prequel, and one thing that I learned from Lqgend was there's always a bigger fish, and Falcated looked like the big fish for a minute there. You gotta know that SnakeBite is the biggest of the fishes.
Yeah, what a surprising turn. It looked like Sentinels was about to tie up this round at 1, but FaZe Clan gonna make him fight a little bit longer for that. Great grenade there from Royal2. Sensed the push from Falcated. Game sense enough to take down bubu dubu as well for the double kill. And FaZe, they're in a situation where they might just tie it up here if they can find a couple more slays. Bubu dubu, Falcated spawning out so they don't have the support here on the red side. You're going to have to really see Sparty make a play, and he does just that with the double. Huge.
Double kill from Sparty was exactly what the doctor ordered, and with those slays, Sparty sets up Sentinels. Frosty, though, maintaining that role of lead slayer in the match. It was tied for a second. I know we're not playing a game of Slayer. You know, it's not a free-for-all contest between Frosty and Sparty, but it might as well be as Frosty does equal it out. But 3 go down, all 4 down for FaZe. Sentinels. That should be enough time. They only needed 14 seconds, 8 seconds on the respawn screen, plus the time it takes to rotate across the map. Unless FaZe can get some miracle grenades, that's going to be it. And we're headed to a round number 3. LethuL, a little cherry on top with that rocket play at the end.
Speaking of grenades, Magic, I love that heads-up play there from Sparty McFly, blocking the spawns there of FaZe. You saw him throw grenades over the top of C where the Stalker spawns into the right towards the Spiker grenades. That was all to make sure that Sentinels spawned out to the left in the red room. They did just that. Great heads-up play there from Sparty.
And it was the coordination too, right? Sparty's blocking spawns for teammate LethuL, who had the rocket launcher. He was almost forcing a funnel of players right into LethuL's waiting rockets. It was enough to force this round number 3, and FaZe Clan, they still have something left to prove. They still have to win this game, right? Round number 1 looked pretty good, but Sentinels are maybe their match.
I'm actually surprised we only have 2 players above 30 kills. I feel like this has been such a brawl. Going into a round 3, you'd think more would be on the precipice of it.
Maybe.
In the high 20s, but no, everybody on FaZe Clan outside of Frosty is at 21.
But it's just the start of round number 3. Like, players are going to start crossing that threshold here very quickly, joining the club that Frosty and Sparty have been the co-founders of in this game. Bubu dubu with 3 players in front of him. He gets enough for an assist. Royal2 cleaning up on a double kill and assist. Man, I thought Bubu dubu's damage was going to be enough, but Royal2 was shutting that back down.
I don't know whether it's the communication from FaZe Clan, the coach Royal1, but that is 2 instances in the last 2 minutes we've seen the pre-nade foil the push of Sentinels. FaZe Clan up 5 in this situation, looking to lock down the A side of the map. Sparty looking to change that, but he goes down. 3 go down for Sentinels. Frosty might force cafe spawns here, but
LethuL, what are you doing?
No, LethuL's gonna get him red spawns. Frosty's got to watch his back, unless for those split spawns. No, they did not get cafe. But bubu dubu now on the cafe. They spawned out on C. Split spawns again here for Sentinel. Sparty and bubu dubu on the cafe side. LethuL and Falcated should spawn up together in the red side. You see Falcated spawn red. Where's LethuL though? There are a lot of spawn out situations right now for Sentinels. It's making it hard for them to push up as a team of 4.
Yeah, and I think it was LethuL. He got a little over aggressive. He pushed forward individually. Yes, he got a kill before being taken down, but it was those staggered deaths that ended up costing Sentinels. LethuL now the player though with those rockets. So somehow Sentinels turning what looked like a caught in a blender type of situation to now put some hurt on the FaZe clan.
The way Sentinels was able to work their way out of a horrible hole in this situation was through communication and shooting the same thing. If you're going to be spread out in different locations, you got to make sure you look at the same thing, shoot the same player, prioritize the same player. Sentinels doing a great job of that in that sequence as they accrue some consecutive ball time here. Again, great job by Sentinels. Look at that, sensing that bit of pressure from FaZe Clan, not giving them a single second to push through in that 3v4 situation we were kind of talking about there as they reset preemptively. LeThuL with the shotgun breaks out of that shroud screen and looks to break down the rest of the Sentinels roster as all 4 go down. Team wipe for FaZe Clan. Mid-map dangerous for damage, but looks like they're going to get away with that oddball. That oddball carrier will get back to full shields. So look like a good hold for FaZe Clan.
A nice 10+ point lead, and LeThuL not feeling any sense of urgency, locking down a couple of lanes. He sees the ping there from SnakeBite on that middle lane. But right now, LeThuL's job is to lock down P Street. He sees the players down below. Did you see the restraint? Did you see how he waited to take that shot until he had the target locked down in the corner?
I'm very surprised there. Sparty's probably one of the most aware players in the HCS. I'm not sure how he didn't spot out the shotgun user creeping on top of the shotgun, as now LethuL has a stalker rifle to work with. Looking to push up through the tire side. He's got to check his corners. Or he might check his, he's got to check his 6, but no, a little too slow on that check. And something about Streets in this last couple of minutes that has these players looking to play a little sneaky.
Twice the score is what FaZe has. They're doubled up over Sentinels, 33 points, plus a few. Renegade has to try to scramble away, grabs that Sentinel Beam just for good measure. Why not have an extra utility to work with? And Sentinel Beam has proven, especially on land, to be underrated. And you better take notice, especially on land, you can laser, you can melt with that Sentinel Beam. And let's see what Renegade can do with it.
Yeah, I practically view the Sentinel Beam on land like a power weapon. I don't see why more players don't pick it up and almost prioritize it, because it absolutely melts the TchiK so fast. As we see SnakeBite use the Sentinel Beam there to earn the assist, but you just look to see how quickly those shields deplete again. Even if it's just for DPS, even if it's just to play a little support role for the main Slayer Renegade, it's still appropriate use of that weapon as he finally goes down.
Renegade set up the initial damage with that Sentinel Beam. SnakeBite swooped in with the BR to get that kill, but it's Renegade matching in that 30+ kill club, and Sparty in a league of his own right now with that 40 bomb. But I think more concerning is a 30-point deficit, which Sentinels now are chipping into. They don't have the numbers though. FaZe, they're winning out clean kills. Renegade and SnakeBite each take down 1. In fact, all 4 go down for Sentinels, and FaZe Clan didn't have to give up a single life on that push.
Frosty goes to the bench. He's not looking to take a break. He's looking to take that Sentinel Beam and break the hopes and dreams of Sentinels here in this game 1. But Frosty goes down to the well-timed almost back smack there from bubu dubu.
Yeah, good melee. Is it going to be enough though? FaZe Clan 20 seconds away from a game 1 win. Renegade with that laser red gun is not going to be able to stay alive in the red room with the red gun. Spartan now in a 1v1, and once again against Frosty, but this time Spartan comes out on top in that victory, and that's what Sentinels needed. They need to win almost every 1v1 right here.
Yeah, and that forced an audible, oh my god, from Sparty there as he starts to heat up. He's sitting at 42 and 38, the 40 bomb for Sparty, but they're gonna need 40 more seconds of time if they want to come back in this game.
Kills are nice, wins are better. And if you can get both, usually one leads to the other. Almost a direct correlation. FaZe Clan are trying to sneak away those rockets though. I'm not sure if they made it away. Saw the Rockets rotating over to Laundry. We'll keep our eyes open. I would not at all be surprised to find it in SnakeBite's hands. But instead, it was Spartan who had the Rockets. Frosty dodges, stays alive, and shuts him down instead.
Oh, Frosty with the slip to the right, just angling himself enough in the corner of the spiker stairs to not take enough damage to go down. Actually takes down Spartan instead. Frosty with the massive reversal. Didn't see the medal, but that's about every bit as much of a reversal as you'll see in Halo Infinite.
And FaZe Clan can make the decision here with a 32-point lead. They could also play to time with 22 seconds on the clock. This is where Sentinels start to scramble, start to play a little bit desperate, as LethuL didn't fully check his corner before rushing. But on the other side, bubu dubu with the sneak, trying to rotate back to where maybe LethuL is respawning back up. I'm looking to see where that spawn comes through, but LethuL's over on the cafe side. Bubu dubu has a long trek in front of him, helped out by his duo Falcated fighting to kill to keep it protected.
Love this heads-up rotation here from bubu dubu. Got stuck a little bit in between at the B location on the map, but that's okay because you're not far enough towards either side to where you've made your decision, making sure that he made the decision to push PD when he knew it was clear. Now figuring it out, takes down one, but eventually trades out. Oddball goes down, so too does bubu dubu, so too does all of Sentinels. Only 5 seconds left in this game, and FaZe Clan look like they're gonna lock it down with that team wipe. Great plays from FaZe, great game. Game one goes to FaZe.
You gotta love the effort there from bubu dubu. Clock is running out. The lead is on the other side. Sneaks that oddball away, gets the rotation, and almost pulled off a crazy comeback in that round 3. Stopped just short. Credit to FaZe on that last-second breakthrough. And then all they needed to do was to play for time. But imagine that scenario if there was a minute left on the clock, maybe even 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yep.
That would have been a matchup to go down to the wire for both sides.
It is wild to think that these two teams played on LAN mere weeks ago, and the winner got to the grand finals. Here, you're going home with the top 6 placing. How did the bracket work out to where FaZe or Sentinels could match up here and one of them takes top 6? It almost doesn't feel right or fair, but that's it. That's the way the bracket shakes out. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as looks like Quadrant up in a comfortable, favorable position here in Game 2, also up 1-0 in the series.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, and you know what they say, if you give a mouse a cookie, you can ask for a glass of milk. Quadrant, maybe that game number 1 was the cookie for them. And it looks like they're looking for some more milk here in game number 2, doubling up on the score, 14-7. However, G1 have a bounce back here. 3 go down. It's still early, but Quadrant, man, they look to be on fire after getting dropped to this lower bracket.
Precision looked like he was hovering around in that rat tunnel area to potentially pick up that freshly minted heat wave, which should be up now at this moment. Overshield also in favor of G1 as they look to use that to close the gap on this lead for Quadrant. But despite that, great job trading out from Quadrant, especially in this situation, up 7, maintaining that lead.
Oh, what a grenade from Bo, perfectly timed to get the assist. It was Huss who had that overshield activated. I don't know if there's any of that OS left in play. I'm going to assume no, especially now as Huss is taken down. Confirmed no, but a little bit of, stabilizing. When we kind of tuned in, it was about a 7-point game. Now a 5-point lead for Quadrant. Precision kind of watching top mid. Sniper 3 seconds away. 1 burst left of that heat wave to try to defend for the up-and-coming power weapon as he fires off 2 of the rounds. It's not going to be enough for a kill.
Great job by Quadrant once again, answering back, getting that team wipe, and a little staggered as well, as you have Boamx as the only player alive for a few consecutive seconds. Swish just now spawning out, and a great job by G1 here, not pushing out without those numbers advantage. They really need to make sure that they value every single life here. Starting to slip away early, down 8 before the halfway mark.
Well, they did get the kill on SLG, who's holding the sniper, so that kill almost counts for 2 on the side of G1 if they can take advantage of that power weapon for themselves. Quadrant a little bit doubling back here toward that C side. SLG maybe wants to get some revenge to get that power weapon back in his hands. G1 caught the back of green, and it's Sica rotating to B side pillars, who finds some opportunity shots for the takedown. And Swish, just as he kind of sets his attention on the up-and-coming overshield, he gets taken down. Watch this fight shift sides of the map because of the OS spawn.
Numbers advantage for G1. The right time, right place should be able to turn that into an overshield grab, but no, just like that, Sica clutches up, taking down a few. 2 to be exact. And his partner, looked like SLG, I believe, was able to, no, Lqgend was able to grab that overshield.
I think you were right the first time. I think it was SLG who has the overshield, as you see it here in play. Gets the jump down for the melee kill, using that overshield to not come out with a trade in that scenario, to come out with a clean win. But somehow, even from the low ground, Huss,
Wow, what?
if he had turned that into a double kill, I was about to get out of my seat quite literally. Still, that first kill was impressive.
That workout for Quadrant, that's unexplainable. I'm trying to provide some analysis, but I don't know. Hate your shots, kid, as Quadrant. I've been doing that all game, 36 to 26, up 10.
A +10 game here for Quadrant. 2-0 in the series, something they definitely have their eyes on, but keep the attention on the here and the now. Swish has the Needler in his back pocket if he wants to rain down some pink mist. Instead, it's the combined VR fire from multiple players. Lqgend finds a double kill, is traded back out in the second. Look at Legend's stat line for a second, Mikowski. 16 and 8 and 8 assists.
Oh,
I mean, absolutely incredible plays. Credited with 24 kills out of the 38 for the side of Quadrant.
Yeah, you want to be the MVP of your team in a Slayer. Most kills, most assists, least deaths. That is where Lqgend sits, and a big reason why they're up big, but we'll do a good job to bring it back to a 2-possession game, down 8. We've seen them make massive comebacks here on live fire, but they can't let it slip away too far. This is an important sequence coming up. Overshield and Sniper up as well. Which one does G1 prioritize for? I'd love to see them grab the Overshield and then use that to potentially take over mid, and that's Sniper.
This is the round of slays that matters, as Huss does find a kill. Using that repulsor for some incredible movement, it almost paid off.
Here we go.
Here comes the rush for Overshield. It was a 6-point difference. It's now only 5. Where's that Overshield? Where's that Sniper? Swish has the heat wave. He's rushing to the back of tower. But G1, they can't afford trades at this late stage of the game. Maybe early on, but not now.
Yeah, I really thought Swish was going to have that free kill on the player at the back of Mud. Didn't have that plasma pistol charged up just yet, which is what I was looking for to secure the trade. Instead, a couple pews from that plasma pistol. Trade out for Quadrant. And at this point of the game, they'll take that all day.
The rapid-fire version of Plasma Pistol, we're seeing it more and more in high-level competitive play. It can melt through a shield, and then you quickly swap over to the BR for that precision shot at the end. Speaking of precision, has the precision weapon in his hands, that Sniper. But 5 points down are G1. They climb back a little bit, but I feel like it's too little too late unless they can pull off something massive here, which they're starting to do.
Only down 4.
Oh no, only down 3. And he has another target in his sights. TchiK might try to rush him here through cuts. The plasma grenades are going to buy Precision some more space to take advantage of that long-range weapon.
Precision, ripping faces, and looking to rip the hearts out of Quadrant here in game 2. A game 2 where they felt like they were in enough control to take this game, as they're only up by a count of 3 despite a double-digit lead just moments ago. Lqgend with a huge double kill, though, takes down 3 from G1.
And for a moment there, it was Lqgend and Precision in what could have been a 1v1 again as the last men standing on their squads. They both back off. There's going to be only 1 round of slays left, because if Quadrant get the full team wipe, that's a GG's for them. G1 need to try to pick off some kills. Precision does find one. Does he count the plasma?
Oh my God.
No, he gets traded back out. And now Quadrant 1 away from going up 2-0 with this series.
Oh, if Precision gets that opening break kill on TchiK, oof, you're tightening it up a little bit if you're a Quadrant fan, but instead they look to have this game all but wrapped up, as they do, in fact, taking game 2 by a count of 50 to 44 as they take the 2-0 lead in that series.
Credit to G1. They gave us, quite the show, especially there towards the end game, but there's only one way for that game to end, and that's with Quadrant taking the win. And now switching over, it's Frosty taking off heads with the use of that S7.
Yeah, what a treat to just switch back to this series and boom, Frosty headshot. What do you know? He has the Overshield locked down. I don't know if Overshield is up soon. Oh, it is up. It is up soon. It's up in 10. Makes sense why Frosty tethered almost to that Overshield location, despite the fact he has Sniper. Wants to potentially double up the power weapon and the power equipment, the power up, I should say. As he does in fact secure that Overshield, has the Bandit and the Sniper to work with again. Looking like a kit that you'd pick up in a Battle Royale.
Yeah, no BR in hand for Frosty. Let's see what he can do with this full kit, including that repulsor. Has to disengage though. That Overshield depleted, diminished, doesn't exist anymore. Frosty now relying more on that Sniper to keep FaZe Clan in the lead. They still have that 9-point advantage. If Sentinels can keep this at least below double digits, it's still early in the game.
Yeah, you don't want to let it get too far away from you, right? Because you can't win a game in the beginning, but you can lose it, and that you just don't give yourself enough of a chance in the end game. Let's say you even go on a hell of a run, a 10-kill run. That would only be enough to tie it. I mean, so I guess it's still doable.
Well, there you go. There's the first 3, right? You
now
go
it's
for
at 7,
a 10 kill.
This game is
you know, 3 in a row from the Sentinels. That's it. That's it. That's what they needed.
Yeah, this is a game, once again, keeping it close. Our Sentinels, Frosty, you take him down, the kill leader in this lobby. That's huge as well. Almost feels like it counts for 2 because of the weight he puts on the map. Oh, speaking of weight on the map, there's SnakeBite with the triple kill. Renegade looking to make sure that the 4th goes down. That's bubu dubu repulsing to the top of Snipe Tower. And love the survivability here from Jesse. Takes out Royal 2 as well. Now he's got Renegade in a 1v1. And it's another one of those pre-nades that take bubu dubu down. And no way. So despite a well-timed, well-placed pre-nade from FaZe once again in the series, it's not enough to take bubu dubu down.
SnakeBite had the triple kill. Bubu Dubu caught himself out on his own, and he really made the most of it. Finally, he's dealt with. He goes down to SnakeBite himself, but Falcated, a little bit of an up-close and personal battle. Hitting that melee, oh, he barely didn't make it around the corner. Just steps away from breaking that line of sight. And we're once again back to that 9-point game, but this round of power-ups, doubly important because it's the sniper and overshield both.
SnakeBite must see something more important than overshield. With this lead, wants to bait the overshield. That's what that is. Okay. Interesting, because you could almost argue Royal 2 and SnakeBite, they could have grabbed it, but maybe it's Sentinels baiting them instead. As SnakeBite ultimately is able to grab control of that overshield, like the process there from FaZe Clan, especially SnakeBite with this situation up 8, not overextending, not throwing himself on top of the overshield, waiting for the right time to grab it, as he does just that, now pushing through the rat tunnel with a little bit left to work with.
I think I know what they were waiting for, Mikowski. They were waiting to see who won over the sniper, and FaZe Clan did win that. So SnakeBite halting, stalling for a minute, waits until they know that the sniper is in their hands. They don't want to jump up onto that turbine and be an easy shot from C platform. So with the sniper and the overshield both, SnakeBite still showing the restraint. You can see Frosty right there with the sniper in hand jumping up the sandbags.
Sparty with that sticky grenade kill on Renegade opens up the break. Potential for Sentinels to roll through with numbers, but because of the positioning, almost a defensive setup here over on the A side for FaZe Clan. They're going to elect to just take the C side. And this could form a standoff right here. This could force a standoff, it looks like, as SnakeBite throwing nades at locations where there's absolutely nobody, as it looks like Sentinels looks to pinch down the right side. The push is on, the collective push no less. 3 going down on the side of overshield for Sentinels. That's 3 players, I should say. 2 going down ultimately. But I like that collective push. Doing a good job to keep it close. Now within 7, can you get it down to 6, 5, and then 4? That's going to be the question. Can Sentinels keep it a 1-possession game going into the 40s? It's back to 2 now, though.
Yeah, if it's a 3-point swing all the way from 7 to 4, but the opposite is if it goes from 7 to 10. The 3-point swing happened in the opposite direction for FaZe Clan, and Frosty wins the overshield. He does a little bit of a delayed pop. As soon as he knows where bubu dubu is spawning, he's going to activate that extra shield, and he's going to mount a push. Renegade gets a kill on the other side. This is trouble for Sentinels. They're getting singled out off of spawn and called out by the team force of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, Sparty made himself a tough kill there, not sliding into the preset reticle there of Frosty, but still wasn't enough. As he goes down, bubu dubu goes down once again. And the slays are just mounting too much for FaZe Clan right now. Sentinels are running out of deaths to work with. You've already got bubu dubu sitting at that 12 mark. Sparty pretty close to it at 11. Might be time to crank down the pace, but I don't know at this point. It looks like FaZe is just going to run all over you.
I do want to give Sentinels credit on one point. They're actually leading in assists right now. They are up by a +4 on the assist column. So the battles they're taking, their team firing together, but FaZe are winning those 1v1 fights.
And they're winning the sandbox. I think to counter why FaZe have less assists than Sentinels is because all of their kills are with Heatwave, sniper headshots from the likes of Frosty. So despite the fact that
overshield pushes.
So despite the fact that Sentinels has more assists in this game, despite being outslayed heavily, I think it really goes more to show the fact that FaZe Clan have absolutely dominated this game and dominated the power weapons.
13-point difference between the two teams. FaZe Clan trying to wrap this one up with a nice little bow, only 4 kills away. Bubu Dubu has stayed in the fight from the start until the end of this game. But man, it would take a miracle of a comeback here. 12 points down and FaZe Clan 4 away from the victory. I mean, Frosty finds one, a clean shot with that sniper, and now has the heat wave too. Frosty with a double kill. You talked about sandbox control. That was the perfect demonstration. Sniper and the heat wave.
FaZe Clan at this point putting on a clinic. This is how to play live fire. Put this up on YouTube. As FaZe dominates Sentinels in this matchup. 50-37. They go up 2-0, and my goodness, after that Cinderella run from Sentinels all the way to top 2, their journey might be over here in Fort Worth at top 6.
I know I'm not alone in putting Sentinels in my top 3 prediction, and there have been others after they placed second just weeks ago at Salt Lake City. That would be quite, not an upset so much that FaZe takes them down, but just that they go down with that placement. You know, placing, what would it be, 5th, 6th then if they went down here?
Yeah.
That would be a tough place for them to end their journey. We'll keep you posted on that series, but we're hopping over to a similar matchup, a mirrored matchup even, and that's the Quadrant G1. G1 in the same position as Sentinels right now.
Yeah, and quick note lastly on Sentinels and FaZe, I feel like it's setting up to where they match each other in the same pool. I feel like Sentinels and FaZe could be 1 and 2 in their pool potentially based on how this whole thing shakes out.
Pool at Worlds, is that what you're talking about? Yes.
Pool at Worlds, and my God, oh, what a pool that would be. That's the instant pool of death if you got Sentinels and FaZe in there. As we hop back on board with this parallel series, elimination round 3. G1 already securing top 8, looking to match their best effort of the season. What a way to bookend. You start off 5th, 6th, you finish going into the World Championships 5th, 6th. Be a hell of a season, a hell of a regular season for G1 as they look to improve on that top 12 performance at Worlds last year.
That 5th, 6th finish at Charlotte, I know they ended up getting upset by Native White in order to not make it as top 4. Do you know who they beat to take top 6?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Okay. Well, you know, I have to go back to the Charlotte bracket, but G1, that'd be a kind of great bookends on the season to be right back to their peak of where they started off this season if they can do it again here. But Quadrant are about to close this door in their face. Tied up right now, 1-1. G1 down 3 players. Boamx, the last one alive. He's been a great addition to this team. In fact, he's leading the stats for G1 right now. But even him on his own is not going to be enough. Quadrant already have this flag on the move.
Looks like maybe a little bit of a fumble there. I saw the G-slide connect, but thought maybe Lqgend would be a little bit further on the map. That's going to allow Precision a chance to win this crucial gunfight here, but Lqgend has help. So too does Precision as Boamx.
Oh no! It didn't register as a backstab, and so Precision didn't get the kill. It looked like one of the most incredible goal line stands. Unlucky. The melees in this game sometime, I tell you, that's heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, that hurts. And for Precision, you got to get up off of that, and you got to just put it behind you, right? That wasn't your fault. You did enough to put yourself in position. Looked like you even connected on the melee, just didn't count. So for Precision and the rest of G1, you can't let this tilt you into a situation where you just take the 3-0.
Let's watch them bounce back. Let's watch. They have half of the time left in this game. 6 minutes and change to go. Swish drops the flag out of the base. Both flags are out right now. He rotates over, switches from playing offense to playing a little bit of defense using that drop flag as the stall factor. Sica now has to hop on the return instead of escorting their flag. They were forced, Quadrant were forced to play some defense, but they get back to the flag. They're doing both. They're playing offense and defense at the same time. And when you're up against a team in CTF that can play both at the same time, they're tough to beat.
Yeah, Quadrant taking that non-factor backsmack, I guess we call it. I don't know. That was really wild and weird. To compound and snowball that down the hill as they put 2 on the board in quick succession. A game that was once tied 1-1 just moments ago is now looking like a pretty solid lead here for Quadrant with with just under 6 to go.
Yeah, Quadrant were saving a couple of captures for the broadcast, I think. They had that 1-1 tie, and as soon as we put them on LVT Halo, they say, all right, time for us to flex a little bit what we could do with those back-to-back captures. time here for G1. Aquarius is still played to 5. Other CTF maps have changed to only a 3-cap max, but Aquarius being a smaller map, quicker caps are possible. Both flags once again are going to go out, but it's Quadrant with a numbers advantage. Swish is going to have to find some kills. He's not going to get a clean run of this flag. You see the Dynamos get some great damage, but the Heat Wave beats Dynamos, at least since those Dynamos were nerfed.
Yeah, that 1v1 between Swish and SLG was probably one of the greatest representations we'll see of how nerfed those Dynamos got. Swish had perfect placement on the Dynamos. They looked to connect on both, but it wasn't enough as SLG now has this soft wave in his hands, and 4-1 Quadrant do in fact continue to roll on what was really a tiltable moment for G1.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Definitely some tilts showing on the side of G1. You can almost feel it through the gameplay. You know, we're not right next to these stations, not being able to see the players, but through their gameplay, you can see that G1 are having a hard time mentally, emotionally getting back in this game. I love that Boam, though, is still in that fight, right? He grabs that flag, he confidently runs it. Teammate does a little bit of obstructing, a little bit of stall. Swish does win out a kill. Swish wins out a double kill. Is there enough? No, the counter pull is in from Quadrant, and now G1 are caught having to do a little bit of everything with still one player in the back of their base. It's going to be Lqgend. Boam goes in for the double kill, gets both takedowns. They look like they're going to get the reset. Are they going to get the touch as well?
Great recognition here in this sequence from G1. I love that flag score. They only had 2 players left alive, sensed the pressure and push from Quadrant and stopped that flag right at the stump before scoring and had guns out instead of holding onto a flag. You would have absolutely lost to that push from Quadrant because of the heads-up decision-making there from G1. They've cut this lead in half.
Swish had the clutch double kill, and then Boam met with his own clutch double kill, and between those two, it was enough for them to get back in this game. Only 2 captures down, but I do have to worry about 3 minutes on the clock. We've seen quick flag relays, especially here on Aquarius, but if Quadrant can play defense like that as they shut down Huss, they're just going to eat seconds off of that clock.
I think the question here, the narrative for the rest of the game as we approach endgame, 3 minutes left, we're officially in the endgame, is whether or not Quadrant continue to push for that 5th and final score. Do they feel like the defensive effort at 60, 70, maybe even 80% is the right call for them? Curious to see which they decide on here in the final remaining minutes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do both. A little bit of 50-50. I mean, that's how they got the lead in this game, was by doing both, playing offense and defense quite literally simultaneously. TchiK here waiting for that QT play, and look at, oh no, he doesn't quite finish off that kill. I believe it was Precision who had that QT, and Boam gets the reset. Let's see what else Boam can do. He can find a second kill, and he doesn't get traded out. Maybe even more important than the kill was that survival from Boam.
Yeah, TchiK probably wants to have that one back on Precision, as I felt like TchiK was getting those first 2 shots in as bait for Precision to trigger the portal, which was right there in front of TchiK. Not able to hit any of those finishing shots as Precision squeaks out, sneaks away, but eventually goes down. That's going to thwart any potential here for G1 to get a flag out. Instead, they're in a situation where they need to regain that mid-map control, but the clock is ticking.
Yeah, when we looked at the 4-2 difference here, there was 3 minutes and change. Now about half of that time has been burned off by Quadrant's defense. You know, sometimes you think about sticking with the plan that got you the lead, which was pretty fast and aggressive offense from Quadrant, but they're just showing us that they can do both. They can play both styles of play. Lqgend, with a perfect QT, gets back to some cover, waiting for that shield to regen. It looks like he is going to be back at full strength.
Less than 90 seconds left. You're looking at a situation for G1 where you need 2 caps, 45 seconds for each, but you're looking at it feels like 45 seconds of collective respawn screen time as all 4 go down for G1. Quadrant will in fact pull that potential 5th and final score. Not going to face any pressure through the mid-map because of that team wipe on G1. Looking to see if they put up any fight here towards the final.
Oh, big
finish.
win.
2 down on each squad. Or no, 3 down. Lqgend, the last player alive. And does he try to desperate here? Does he try to do what G1 didn't earlier? And now he plays smart just like G1. I love that. Could finish the game. Repositions, re-shields, and finds the finish. The teammate ultimately finds that flag, but I love, again, just the process being played out here. High-level play from both teams, but unfortunately, G1 is going to go home with that 3-0 sweep, but do a great job to get past that kind of top 12 threshold that felt like their ceiling floor was at. But now, top 8 potential maybe at Worlds. Get that 5th, 6th like we saw at Charlotte. GG's to G1 and GG's to Quadrant, who move on and look to repeat that historical top 4, maybe even top 3 finish.
Ooh,
I feel like it's wide open because of that Sentinels FaZe matchup.
Yeah,
The beneficiary
for sure.
of Sentinels versus FaZe is Quadrant, regardless of who wins it.
Yeah, one of the teams that, you know, has been able to shut down Quadrant is going to be eliminated as they go head-to-head. So it's great for Quadrant. I want to shout out Lqgend from that last game. Ended up as 27-14, also making that smart heads-up play that ultimately led to the final capture for the win. And if Lqgend keeps playing like that through the rest of today, and more importantly, even carrying into tomorrow, Quadrant could finish maybe their best placement of the year. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that, but right now we want to keep our eyes on this game number 3. Sentinels versus FaZe Clan, and we're finding Sentinels in that similar position to where we saw G1. They're down 0-2 in the series and down 1 capture.
Really thought Sparty was about to clean up that first player with the MK, potentially even out-PR the second for the double. I always hold my breath when it's Sparty on screen because I just believe he can do anything. But he ultimately goes down there. 3 players up on both sides of the equation. RoyalTwo about to push into a 1v2 with that MK sidekick. I think he actually picked up the one from Spartan. That's his skin. It's RoyalTwo. Looks down, he's like, what the hell? There were just 2 of you guys in here. Where'd you go? As he uses the process of elimination to spot out LethuL. He sent that desperation. You could probably hear the footsteps. You knew FaZe was right on your back looking to take you down, but LethuL still pulls that flag out. It's a little bit of a mistime.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get it off of that ledge. And so for that reason, Frosty doesn't have to camp on that reset. If he had dropped it down to the courtyard, I think Frosty gets stalled there for the full return. But now with it up on that platform, Frosty just says, I don't need to waste my time on this. It's basically at spawn anyways, and has clearly moved fully across the map.
And we're in a situation, 1-score game, 7.5 minutes left. Nobody needs to desperate. Nobody needs to overextend right now. So,
oh, Frosty, what are you doing?
That was disgusting, but a chance right before the halfway mark to kind of recollect yourself. I'm sensing a little bit of OE, overextension here from the likes of Sentinels. A little bit more sound technical Halo being played by FaZe.
Oh, Frosty, you showed us a few minutes of survivability, but you finally met your match, and his position was revealed with the use of that thruster, with the use of that flag to pull it off of the spawn, and here comes RoyalTwo. Hopping onto that flag. It is contested though. He chooses to stick with the BR play for now. Deals out a lot of damage onto bubu, but is taken down in that fight. Spartan picks up the sidekick, picks up the dynamos, has a lot of damage output to work with.
Yeah, Spartan showing that all those tweets weren't just for fluff. He really loves that MK sidekick. He was a big proponent of it being added to HCS last year, as Frosty's a big proponent of taking Spartan down time after time.
Was that a back smack? Did he thruster past Spartan in order to melee him in the back? Because I only saw 1 melee and Spartan was down.
Yeah, he might have been weak enough to potentially take the damage to go down, but that's a really tough couple of lives there for Sparty. As he goes down once again to the likes of Frosty in a really bizarre situation.
We've seen FaZe play aggressively, but there's something in this series that Frosty is just different. And I think it's the pace of play. He's constantly moving, looking for the next play, never settling, and maybe it was that killing spree that I was feeling from Frosty as he does fight it just before he's taken down.
Another reason why the QT. That is such
it takes
a
too
long
long to activate.
animation
Yeah,
to
it takes
activate.
a long time.
I don't know, man. Especially on Aquarius, we've seen players dump the QT for thruster. I don't even know at this point if I'm picking it up. Maybe I'm just burning it right off the rip and then picking up the thrusters instead, because sometimes
just GA it along with a mangler, and then nobody can use it.
Oh, God. Don't start the GA conversations, Magic. I will leave. I will take off this headset right now.
QT definitely is a situational piece of equipment. I don't think it's too strong. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a little bit too weak. But I think that nobody could argue against the fact that it's situational. Sometimes it works, and sometimes you can't use it. Sometimes it costs you. So you have to use it at the right place and the right time. SnakeBite swaps out that commando, picks up the fresh heat wave instead, and is able to keep his life alive, doubling all the way back to the base.
SnakeBite with that aforementioned thrust. Gonna put that to good use. Great combination with the likes of the heat wave. Doesn't even need to use the thrust just yet as he spots the back of an opponent.
Oh.
Great recognition. Oh, talk about the predictability
He read
from
it.
Falcated. The game sense. SnakeBite reads it like a book. He like a like a couple going into Barnes and Nobles to spend their afternoon reading, drinking some coffee. That was SnakeBite right there.
SnakeBite certainly looked relaxed on that play as he cut off Falcated on the run. Wins over that fight, but he's taking down. And this is one situation that's kind of similar to that Quadrant matchup where Sentinels have a 1-0 lead, and with it, they're really taking their time on mounting an offense. They get to wait for what they want, their ideal situation, which is might be now. Sentinels go 3 down. Is that enough for FaZe to want to play some offense?
Well, the benefit here to Sentinels is that they're going down on the FaZe side of the map, so they are applying pressure. And I love the fact that despite going all 4 down, they instantly try to get back up to that P position for that mid-map control. Don't let LeThuL flank you, though, because I do believe he has the back of a couple opponents. He does, in fact, pick up that QT. It's a good job. Looks like some hiddenness, if you will, with that QT location. LeThuL going to push into the base. And this is where I think the QT actually finds some use, where you can spread it out wide, where you go to one end of the map and then QT back to the other.
Yeah.
So we see a little bit of that from the P side over to the car side from LeThuL, putting that QT to good use.
It works at least for his survivability. He uses it again, and that time he used the QT perfectly to finish off that kill. Just as Spartan had broken that line of sight, the QT puts him right back into the angle. It's a masterful use of that QT again. Very situational, can work out. And now we see LethuL running a flag for Sentinels. He doesn't make it far though. LeThuL shuts it down with a double kill. That flag is still sitting out in the courtyard. It's very out in the open. It's going to be tough for Sentinels to get to it. And I don't think without the numbers, they're not going to be able to send anybody. This flag should reset for time.
That's really tough because it was the cumulative toll of the last 3 or 4 minutes that Sentinels earned to really get into the base of FaZe Clan. And then that flag kind of went out with the whimper. It really didn't ever have any chance. Of course, LeThuL with the double kill, but even the positioning of everybody on the map, it just never really felt like Sentinels had a good chance at getting that flag anywhere.
You know, it's like starting a campfire. You know, you got your kindling, you got a little bit of spark there, but then it gets snuffed right out before it can mount a full flame. That was that flag run. Got snuffed out too soon by FaZe Clan, and LethuL looked like he's going to have, you know, a blazing campfire in front of him, maybe even tie up this game, but instead Sentinels have to go back to the drawing board with now only 2 minutes left to operate off of. And if Sentinels can find a way to break through, one thing's for sure, Mikowski, this would be a dramatic finish in this game.
1:45 left on the clock. FaZe looking to push through into the Sentinel side of the map. Offense's defense here. Frosty should activate that QT. There it is. Great use of it. And that's what I'm noticing. The QT is a very deliberate power-up. You have to make sure that attention is elsewhere. You have to make sure even that you can't have the other team be all 4 up because they're just too easy to spot out that QT location. 2-3 down for Sentinels. That's why we're seeing Frosty be able to utilize it a little bit more efficiently than what we've seen even in this very game.
And he knew that the other side of that QT was going to be backing up Renegade and focusing on that team fire. They're not going for a pull of their own. They're trying to find the kills in order to stop this run that the Sentinels have. But Sentinels are kind of matching kills right now. LeThuL, oh, he stays alive long enough, gets another return. Every time Sentinels have a flag run, they get shut down. It seems like they have half the time to work with. Now only a minute. Make it 45 seconds left for them to operate with.
Renegade with the nade on Sparty. Takes down the former FaZe member. Renegade goes down ultimately. Falcated bubu with that duo double kill. Have a chance here. SnakeBite does such a... SnakeBite and LeThuL, they're the dream killers here in this game. Every time Sentinels have gotten a break in the action, have gotten numbers advantage, LeThuL and SnakeBite have been there to shut it down.
Another flag shut down. LethuL showing a little bit of patience here. One player's at the top. He might toss that flag out to the courtyard. They're looking for a couple of slays to try to clear out the rest of this base. They find 2. 2 go down on each side. Bubu wins over a huge victory. Finds a kill, but he gets traded out.
3 go down for FaZe though. But it's SnakeBite again!
The dream killer!
The dream of Sentinels as he all but ends their hope of moving on in this tournament. Sentinels will go home in a 5th, 6th placing after stealing the hearts of the community, finishing top 2 at Salt Lake City. Disappointing finish, you'd argue, for them, but you know what? I still think Sentinels has that potential. I still think Sentinels could get there at the Halo World Championship, and you know what? Now they got a little chip on their shoulder as FaZe move on.